Alright, just getting right back into it. I... Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Pretty sure we already dealt with that. I am worried a little because I saw the thumbnail was the, ooh, like, world spawn, and I thought it would update. Oh, okay, well it did. There is a necromancer, and while I'd want to kill him under normal circumstances, I do not want to deal with him also. My primal Minecraft instincts take over. Kill the cow. Yeah, actually, great plan. So yeah, hello again, it's me. Bonnie or Gina, depending on how you want to slice it. I don't really have an idea of when I want to do these consistently. I'm minimum gonna try to do one a week, which is its own can of worms. I say it's a can of worms, but it's like, God, sometimes I just say things. They don't even, like, properly track with what I'm saying. It is like I get sidelined midway through. You will obey me, cow. Cow. Obey me. Obey me. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. You can do it. Just, okay, just keep standing exactly like that. I will. I am not above using violence to get you in that hole, cow. If you... Horses and water, horses and water. This would work for pigs. Does this interest you? It shouldn't. Okay, whatever, man. Orders of business today. We're gonna make a little farm. Good thing I have the golden hoe. I don't have the iron for a bucket, I don't think. But I think I have a mod that makes it so I need water for it to really grow effectively. Right here will work for now. Like it was made for it. Like, geez, I know it was been 4 seconds, but like at least let me place the seeds. Lord. Okay. What? Ooh, that was weird. I don't even know what I did for that. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, only 2 ingots. So, last few days have been, they've been okay. I can't really say anything of particular note has happened. Aside from me, hurting my wrist, so... Ugh. I have a little bit of an anger problem, so I kind of started punching things. Which I know is not a healthy alternative to anything, but like, that little thing that now does. It'll be okay, probably. I don't imagine I've caused life-altering injury, but I guess most injuries start like that. I'm playing this in a wrist brace for the most part, so hoping that helps me out. Time to figure out if the tree cutter mod works. But I think I will spare this tree. These trees have a lot of character, so we'll go bully this little guy. Hmm. It appears I did not do it again. Do I have fast leaf decay is the real question. Oh, yes, I do. Maybe this axe is too broken. Do you like carrots? Well, too bad. You can't have any. I can't say it adds a lot of... Excuse me. The brace adds a lot of weight to my right wrist. So it's kind of cumbersome to do a lot of things. Maybe I'll develop a muscle in it. I listen to aquarium ambience when I'm doing this, my recording bit. I'm not really certain as to why aquarium specific, but it just felt like the right choice. Well, that was useful. Okay. Stone axe. Okay. My little shacky shack will have to do for now, as stated last time on Dragon Ball Z. If you didn't watch the last Dragon Ball episode, well, you shouldn't expect a recap. Kidding, I'll probably do it in a minute. Let me just create shelter proper. Chapstick hit my finger. Alright, let me... Okay, whatever. So, what's the HUD list thing again? Why do I keep doing that mistake? F1? Yeah. I'm gonna take off my wrist brace for now. So last time, we spawned in the middle of the taiga, I think. No, we spawned on the mountain. And I don't like powdered snow. Powdered snow can kiss my ass. It wants to destroy me, and I have fallen in it too many times. It'd be great if it just wasn't so bad. Anyways, we found this spot, and we didn't really do anything too eventful after that. No deaths so far. But what I'm thinking is I'm gonna make a sign and try to do goals. Because ultimately my goal is to do something and create, which is to obtain the legendary gem known as this, the source of all girl power. Can you make a potion of this? Okay, yeah, I get that part. Oh wow, the bottle that you put the with the bottle. Okay. How much backtracking do I need to do for this? Okay. This seems like I use the stones to create the stones. Point is, we're going to be trying to do this, which requires us to get this, which requires us to get that, which requires us to get this. Okay. Crystal That's awesome. Okay. But in all seriousness, I need to get it to like this, which requires me to forge it. I need to forge the Keyblade. Trying to remember how to do it. Right. I need the horse piss. And then I'll need the centrifuge, which will be several goals. Oh god, I didn't even realize I could have I could have just died standing out here. Okay, sleep it time. This one's gonna run a little longer than the other one, mostly just because instead of doing it at like midnight, it was not midnight. Instead of doing this in the middle of the night, I decided to do it in the middle of the afternoon, which is well and good and all. I just have a bit of a headache, so not the biggest deal in the world. Okay. I would go down there. Oh, right. I'd forgotten I had those. Take half of this. Make a torch set. Then we'll look silly and make another set of sticks to put in the other coal. Okay. Things that can stay. You, 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 and you. For now, yeah, I think this is fine. It would help if you put the torches in your hotbar, asshole. Okay, we're gonna light this bitch up a little bit. I remember a long time ago where I'd considered mining to be very much scary. But I think everyone finds it scary at some. I thought I put the hoe up. Anyway, a lot of people find it scary probably. Though an interesting thought in my head is I wonder how many people don't mine in Minecraft. Because sure, everyone plays mine in Minecraft for mining and crafting clearly. But it's also like you gotta wonder how many people just play Minecraft for like mini games. How many just load like Skywars and only do that? Even though I guess Skywars has some mining and crafting in it. I don't know. I think I'm just kind of rambling again. Do I have a... I do. Haha. A use for the offhand yet again. That's a lot of salmon. I've been getting into For Honor again, like a fool. The Ubisoft game of Doom. Game's, like, forever old at this point. I say that like a decade ago. It was popular when I was still in high school, so there's that. But if you don't remember the name from the title alone, it's the Knight Viking Samurai game. Where they were in constant struggles for each other. who can control the world map or whatever. I, personally, was a knight, and that was mostly because of some guy made a compilation of him playing For Honor as Warden with a Sabaton song playing, and I found it really cool to my brain. So, it fueled a lot of my want for it. I'd also watched a bit of silly clips of that one game. God help me, I don't know what it is, but it was another medieval fight game. Other than that, I've also been playing a bit of Star Wars Battlefront 2. Not the old one on PS2, but like the new one, I guess is the term for it. I did not see the iron the first time. What a fucking ditz. Point being, well, For Honor has mostly... For Honor itself has not given up on trying to squeeze every dime out of its players. Still making everything a pain in the ass, but like, I'll say it once and I'll say it infinitely. At least in For Honor, if you just put in some time and effort, AE, as long as you clock in every day of a week for like 2 weeks, you can get a character, but the problem is the fact that they cost 1,500 steel, which sounds like a big number on paper, but that's because it's a big number. Because it's 1,500 steel, and the daily quests give you like maybe 300 or 200, and you earn maybe 27 steel a match. So with that in mind, you realize that it's a pain in the ass to farm anything in the game. It's like, you will be there for a while. You'll just have to be there. And that's the worst part about it, is you miss a day, and congratulations, you've set yourself back like a few days. You've set yourself back like at least a week. I joke that's a bit hyperbolic, but at that point in the day, it's like you just get hosed. It's like 200 steel you just missed because you couldn't log in, and it feels like a job. The J word of doom, I suppose. But like, the job application meme is not funny. I just never found it very humorous. It works in an almost absurdist humor kind of way, though. I guess. And... Ninja kick the damn rabbit! Haha. I have trapped you in a world made up of your own thoughts, Commander. That reminds me of Battalion Wars. If you don't know Battalion Wars, that's a GameCube game where your play is like... It doesn't tell you that you're playing America. But it might as well just hit you with a neon sign that says America. Because you play as a commander, so you're technically not on the field. You're just dictating commands to other units. But it's like the woman is like cheerleader core, in my opinion, but she could just be very peppy. I guess it's possible that she's just peppy. It's not like I haven't seen peppy characters in military games like in Menace. There's this girl who's also super peppy about that, but I think that's because she's a rookie. But, what do I know? This is cute! I'm actually really happy that they spawned like that. Makes me wonder if a Mandrake would come out, though. But I don't know. It's like they separate it by saying like the east and the west, I think, but it's like I don't know. It feels very much like a war simulator or early propaganda if you really want to be like that. You want to use big words. I don't know what their intentions were. I'm not gonna look up an interview for it. Ugh. End of the day, though, doesn't really matter, I guess. I should plant some trees around here. Saying end of the day a lot. Not really certain as to why, but what can you do? Haha, another victim for the hole. I really gotta figure out what I want to do with this house. What the heck? Free leather at leather.com? Outrageous prices. I don't remember if I killed someone there, but I'm certain that if I did, I should have grabbed it. Copper, get in there. Okay. We should make a... You're not living in here. We will upgrade this chest to a double chest. And I know I have sophisticated storage in here, so... I need to make an oak chest, which... Well, okay. I mean, if you say so. Let's, see if it works. Okay, I'll be surprised. These will have patches that I'm allowed to put things into. When I get more patches, I'll be able to put them in there. Ah! I hit my Windows key. Tabbed out of the game. Basically. You can get these patches. They also work with the backpacks, but these are the, storage ones. Like this one right here, we can just need to get a blank template and a bunch of oak logs, and we'd be able to stack things a little more. What I'm really gunning for is this copper upgrade, because I can just shoot straight to it using a block and a few, which is why I bothered mining the copper, not also just because we need the things for the extractor. I also don't have a saddle. Probably should have gotten a craftable saddle mod. But it doesn't really matter, I guess. I'll just have to get glass, I guess. So let's make me a stone shovel. What is that sound effect from? Oh well. We're off. We're off to grab some sand. Sure, just update. Do I have any good stores to do? I wonder. Back in Minecraft Console Edition, I made a lot of hide-and-seek maps for my friends. And even my brother's friends. Though some of them were just, I would take the Minecraft mashup packs that we owned, and I would just sort of add new spots to them. The further though I got into it, the more I realized I liked making them. Making the little nooks and the crannies, all the grandma's chunker wunker, bunkle wunker. Just, I had fun making them. So I started making my own for the most part. I made this little farmhouse before, and it was really confusing, I guess is the way to put it. Like, only I really knew how to navigate it, which is to be expected as me as the guy who made the map. Okay. I know I got a one. I know I got it. Crouch in front of tree. Okay. Tree. Crouch. Well, alright then. Also, ow. Apologize for that. Ah! Why does it take my hearts? Okay. What if I... Okay, I wasn't crouched. But we're just gonna stand all the way over here. What the hell? Okay, what if I stand like right... What if I stand against this tree and mine that? Okay. But if I stand right here? We're just making up shit sometimes, I guess. Oh, he's so deadass. I do not feel like mining all these trees. Oh, where was I going with what I was saying? I can safely say I made a few people mad with some of my spots, though. Some of them were really obscure. And of course, as the person who hosts the world, typically, I would hide sometimes. But the problem is I was very cheeky about my spots, so I wouldn't typically reveal them too early in the game. But at the end of the day, it's not like you couldn't have found them. They were just obscure, like mine carts underneath slabs kind of thing. Though the farmhouse, like I was initially saying, the farmhouse is where I got a lot of my bullshit ideas. Because that was on Bedrock at the time. And I had just learned about, well, I had known about them for quite a while, but like command blocks are something I wanted to experiment with. So I started making like really obscure buttons and things like that to teleport people around the map in certain areas. I had one that would teleport someone to the top of the silo that I had built, which was like super obvious. Like you could see them from the bottom. But people assumed that the way to get up there was like there, which is a fair assumption in most contexts. But the problem is it was like in the middle of somewhere else. Like I think I had made a little church or something. or just a dilapidated building. I really can't say what I did with it. Like, it's been quite a few years since I last set foot there. Glad to see that sometimes I'm gonna get a different tree mod. That's all I've learned is I'm getting a different tree mod. When I stop this session, I'm getting a new tree mod. Hello, horse. You are kind of fast, I think. Oh yeah, you were fast. Never mind, he's faster. Aw, man. Aw, no. Oh, man. Thud. Houston, we will have to delay the launch. Okay. We must return home. I forget that Savannah's dark enough that it does not get rain. It's just not something you think about, I guess. Ugh. What's going on today? Well, but yeah, to get back to it, the silo was a very... There were certain spots I had made that were just bullshit. Like, I do mean actually stupid. Like, there were hidden ones that you couldn't see in one-way walls. The thing is, a lot of those spots that I made had a obvious fail-safe, being the fact that if you died, you considered lost. So, the silo you could not live the jump off of. I had made it intentionally too tall. So if somebody figured out how to get up there, you were toast. Same thing applies for the other, like, the one-way room that I was talking about. I'm just gonna stare at the glass, I think. I'm gonna stare at the rain for a little bit. While I'm here, I should definitely make my waypoint for home. Oh. I wonder if that rain is affecting the crops, actually. I would sit there longer, but I wanted to see. That worked. Let's make another furnace, I think. I won't lie, I did initially want to save the main goal for a little later in development. But I'm nothing if not a little impatient. Likely intended for cookbook in the kitchen. I'm surprised I haven't run into a waystone thing, though. I guess I really haven't gone that far, though. I also got a few weapon mods here. There. Just gonna use this to store my valuables. For now, your valuable obsidian. Making some charcoal. So I can... Well, I guess that's charcoal. Haha! I kept the fire a little bit. If I'm gonna be smelting, I might as well kill the time. Oh, darn it. I gotta smelt this. I gotta smelt some of this sand. Go, acacia logs. Be useful. I'm not a big fan of acacia. Personally, I like birch, which is apparently an unpopular opinion. Did not think there was such an army against birchwood of all goddamn woods. I can see the praise for junglewood though, and if you didn't know, there's the spawn rate for jungle saplings is apparently very, very low by comparison. There's this whole video about it that was in my recommended, and I had to watch it because I am a slave to the algorithm. Got this little rubber shark guy I've been fiddling with. He's really silly and small. Occasionally, though, his belly will get very sticky, so I will just put him on the side of my computer casing. And he just sticks there for, like, forever, basically, until I get bored and I grab him again. He's like a stim toy. Which is a little silly. Okay, that's dealt with. And we might as well make more glass, I guess. I don't really know how much glass I'll need. Actually, let's see what stuff I can make with sand. That's... Okay, that's the archaeology sand, that's why. Gravel makes sand. Okay. Sandstone makes sand. Ooh, yay. Millstone. Hold W to plunder? What? Okay, back up. This stuff is very complicated for my poor brain. Why would I need pressurized air, I wonder? Okay, that's creative mode, so I don't need to worry about it. Wand of Symmetry. Okay. Cool, cool. Okay. So let's worry about what we need to worry about. Alright. We need the centrifuge, which requires us to get the copper sheets. Okay, let's worry about the copper sheets first. Okay, so we take ingots and we put them in a presser. The mechanical press requires andesite casing, an iron block, and a shaft. Andesite alloy, andesite, and iron ink, or iron nugget. And zinc. Zinc also works, so that's good. There was some zinc in the Cave of Wonders down there. That's a pressure plate, really. Alright. Isn't that iron pick? Isn't it iron pick? I'm such a fake fan! Started lighting up the place, that way I could, at some point, reasonably walk out here without perishing. Real thing I'm worried about is liches. Or, well, they're called necromancers, but like, they hurt. They hurt a lot, and they are very, very aggressive. I wish I was kidding at how aggressive they are. When they start hunting you, they hunt you, dude. They don't know the meaning of mercy. Cloaked in shadows, and relentless in its objective. I thought he'd end up in my house, the Enderman pinging around. Alright, that's done. That's done. That in there. That in there. You in there. You here. And let's take my cobblestone and put a floor in on this girly. Overwhelming lazy part of my brain says don't replace that. Sadly, positivity wins this time. I know I could make the door facing in a specific way so it wouldn't be broken down by zombies, but I'm on easy mode, so it wouldn't so I'm on easy mode, but it wouldn't matter anyway. Alright. The rain stopped. Curses. Okay. That's cute. How do I do that? How do I do that? How do I do that? Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Question of the year though is how to do it. Okay, what is a rosy maple? Okay, well we're not gonna find out the answer just sitting here, I guess. But I'll need a moment. Hopefully I won't be too long. Alright. We have a lot of work ahead of us. So let's start with the bottle. Okay, we got the bottles. Luckily, I know just the horses. I know just the horse. You need to be tamed. Ew. Okay, well, we have the bottles now. Milking a horse with a bottle. E. I didn't see where the egg landed. Oh, there you are. A joke. Alright. Well, we have the bottles. We can put it in a cauldron. So now the next part is an item drain. Or I can do it in a cauldron too. Okay, but let's get the item drain. Copper casing. Okay. This... I'm guessing this is a deployer and a depote. Okay, a depote. The andesite casing of doom. Okay. Andesite requires andesite. Luckily, I believe you can make andesite. Yeah, cobblestone and diorite, and you can make diorite through quartz and cobblestone if you feel like wasting all your resources. Okay. You're valuable for now. Alright, so we need to think about things very slowly. 1, 2, 3. Create a bucket. I can make a poor man's portal with this, but you know any lava lakes around here? There probably is one. But I wonder what the rosy moth thing is. I'm kind of more interested in that. Which might mean, sadly, that this episode of Minecraft might be more mining than crafting. But we've taken a major step in our major goal. We have obtained half of what we need. Well, we got the very start of it, at least. So that's good. Curse you not having the cut through grass mod me! Sometimes you're used to it, and then other times you're like, ooh, I'll just kill it real quick, and then you get cucked by tall grass. Ooh. Okay. I'm in that cold feet kind of stage right now where I'm kind of wanting to do a lot of things at once. So let's take a sign. Actually, I wanted to do this anyway, so let's do a thing. I know I didn't technically need to do it like that, but like... What's a good place for it? Right there. That'll work. I'm gonna try not to do any off-camera mining. If I'm gonna X-ray, I'll just do it in front of you. That way you all know. Problem is with X-raying in a mod pack that has more than just one material, I worry about not getting all of the loot. Like, I'll keep it 100%. Sometimes... Yeah, X-ray. It doesn't make you a bad person. Unless you ask a Minecraft server admin, in which case they will tell you otherwise, but like, I'll be so honest with you. If you're doing it with your friends, like, I don't see why you guys would care too much. Unless you guys are like fighting or something. Like if you're doing a manhunt, I guess that X-raying for that wouldn't be very fun. But it's like, honestly, X-ray is kind of like a harder thing for me to understand. Because it's like, well, I understand the fundamental principle of it. It's just like, I don't know how they can navigate. I cannot navigate. And on any of the times I've done it, navigation has been nigh impossible. Ooh. I saw you. You can't hide from me. None. None will be spared. Okay, let's see if Tree Cutter wants to work with me. Okay, sure. Whatever. Is it like what I'm holding? Okay. Well, the holding isn't working. Yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This tree cutting mod will perish by my hand. Speaking of Minecraft mods though, playing in another mod pack with some other random people. They're my friends, but I say random people because I don't assume who is here and who is not. You know what it is. But it's like, we're playing in a Minecraft pack and it's like 300 plus mods, which is way too much for me. I don't really prefer the super big ass mod packs. Because at some point I'm just like, why do you need this many? I can understand having up to like 100 because of like, sometimes you want a bunch of mods and these mods have dependencies and those dependencies have dependencies. You know, it makes sense that you would end up with something like that at some point. Excuse me. But just 300? I don't even know what you're doing at that point. How did you get it to work at this point? I'm kind of impressed that you managed to like hot glue all these panels together in such a way that they still function. Like, what on earth did you do to jury-rig this? And then it runs like crap in certain areas, so that's always fun. End of the day, though, I gotta stop saying that. Along that vein, I've learned I hate mods that make you have to do temperature, and I hate mods that make you manage thirst. It's also made more annoying because of the fact that we have like this health menu thing, which is cool on paper in the sense of like, oh yeah, if you take damage, you'll have to deal with the consequences of taking damage in that specific area. And it's like, haha, that's fun and good and all, except the fact that it's like, haha, you burned your foot because of you stood on a magma block and got dragged back down when you tried to get off the magma block in the ocean. Clarify, I'm pretty sure there's also custom biomes, which is another pet peeve of mine. I do not enjoy custom biomes. You can like custom biomes all you want. I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong for that. I am going to tell you, however, I don't like them. Because it's like, they're the worst in trying to locate things because you get custom biome after custom biome after custom biome, and you're just trying to find a goddamn desert, and you can't find it. And it makes me despise custom biomes. I really don't like them. It's like, if you can handle a custom biome, sure. Have fun. I don't like them. Though I sense this mod has a, or I sense one of my mods has a custom biome. One is fine, but if it's just, this is another type of forest where you can't use, where you put random blocks in it. Shrug. It's not my thing. I don't really think I need to justify it, but I'm gonna like spend 15 minutes trying to justify it, clearly. But TLDR, I got stuck in a hot spring. There was a bunch of magma blocks and there was clay, and the water was icing over. But like, I got into the water because I was dying of frostbite or whatever, and I got in the water, and I crouched onto the magma block. And then I didn't notice that the water around me had iced. And then I tried to swim up. Well, no, I did notice it had iced, so I just tried to like unshift and swim up, and I just started burning my feet till all ends. And due to that, I broke my feet, which made me lose 4 hearts, like permanently, until I slept in a bed. The problem is, we spawned in a taiga forest. That's savanna. We spawned in a taiga, and I just could not sleep. There was no sheep. I was constantly on the run. And when you break your feet in that mod, you have slowness forever, and you have hard falling, which means you take more damage if you take fall damage, which is super cool. I I did not die, but I was basically hobbling the whole time with no clear way out of the death spiral I was kind of linked into, because I would get frostbite if I kept traveling on land. I would get thirsty was like a minimal issue because it kept raining, which was also a problem because I had 6 hearts. I I just don't understand how people like playing in the harshest settings known to man. Because it's like, to me, it's not like the world has changed or whatever. It's more just like, I don't play Minecraft for a hard time. I play it to have fun. And my definition of fun is not survive the elements forever. And it's not like it was RL Craft or whatever, where you have to get like flint before you can get wood. It just really annoys me. Though I did get accosted by a zombie playing a bongo, so that was pretty funny. It was playing the Zelda dungeon theme at me from like the NES. So that was silly. There was also a skeleton with a violin. I don't even remember what he was playing. It was so shocking. Uh, Point is, it's a mess, and I can understand wanting to do a mod pack, but it's also, gah, why is it so big? If any little thing breaks on it, you have no idea where to start. Alright. I don't remember the Y level that I need to aim for, so we're just gonna... Oh wait, I forgot what I was doing. I know I'm kind of scattered today. I very much apologize. Yeah, no, we're making an oak sign. Okay.
nothing like that rat art. I'm right.
We want to find some lures. Talk caveman, make farm work. And last one will be figure out house. We're gonna try to do. Okay, we're gonna try to get all these done today. But I make no promises.
No.
Alright, let's check on the farm real quick.
What is your problem?
Oh, I don't have the right-click harvest mod. I haven't played without that in so long that I haven't played without it in forever, so I kind of forgot it wasn't a default thing. I'm reminded of a few months ago, I guess, a few months. I had re-downloaded the Mario mashup pack. It was like a port to just sort of look at the world. And it was really funny seeing all the paintings got corrupted. So recreating Peach's Castle, which was like 12 different paintings, was super fun. It was the most fun I've ever had. Point is, I just started messing around in Delfino Plaza and started forcing a bunch of Piantos, villagers, to endure my massive wave of zombies. I don't really know why I wanted to torture them, but I felt like it. Okay, with zinc, this will at least help me. This will subsidize the andesite cost, I guess. Well, it'll subsidize the iron cost. Okay. I don't have torches. Walk of shame, walk of shame. Like what Medic says, donk of shame. You were just too... I wanted to like playing it, but like playing the game as is sucks. So I played TF2 Classic. Not classified, but classic. I find classic. I did it again! I find classic very interesting. Because it's more of the game I had played on the Orange Box collection, which was Portal, all the Half-Lives, and TF2. But it was like old TF2 before Demo got his stickies nerfed. And before Engineer could upgrade anything past his entry. I had a lot of fun playing the game, though. It was a very small community on the Xbox, but eventually, you know, they have to move on at some point. And they did. It's a little upsetting when I had to let it go, but... You know, you gotta at some point. It can't. Nothing built lasts forever or whatever. Nothing built can last forever, which is a very cool line. It's super silly to me that it comes from Minecraft Story Mode, though. Okay, now that we got torches,
What are you about?
gotta leave the granite at home. Alright. We got some planks. Some wood. We'll take some. Alright. Take some carrots. Now we'll head down to the mines. It's a good story. So I'm playing a D&D campaign with my friends. This is not akin to the one that I run on Saturdays. On alternating Saturdays, we play a different campaign, which is good. The other DM doesn't think that they'd be able to handle it without an alternate campaign. As in, they don't really want to run weekly. So what I do is I help subsidize that, even though my campaign is older. But I play as this little sheep girl, known as a Caprigon in the world. She is a little wizard who holds herself in a very high scholarly demeanor. She tries really hard because she tries hard to be taken seriously because of the fact that Caprigon as a people are more of the farmer type, and she very much wants to separate herself from that. So it ends up a lot of the time that she seems very much against herself. And I have fun playing that dichotomy in her, where where it's very much torn against what people expect of her and what she is. Because it's like, a natural thing with Caprigon is they do a little bleat where they go, meh. They don't, like, do that per se, but they'll, like, say, I'm going to the grocery. And she wants to be taken seriously, and she thinks that if she doesn't hide that, she'll be considered less serious and less willing to be heard out. Which comes constantly in the fact that she'll meet other Caprigons and she will talk very cordially and as formal as she realistically can make herself sound. Just for them to ask her something very minute of just like, why don't you bleat? Why aren't you making a bleating noise? To which she gets very huffy about it. But the problem is also when she gets angry, it's harder for her to mask it. So she ends up sometimes slipping in anger. I think she's cool. I worked a lot on her. Point being, when she was little, she ran away from home by lying to her parents, saying that she was going to become a priestess for the community. So that was fun. Um, she had to confront that part of her life because of the fact that we were looking for a missing caravan, and the route we took ended up taking us past her own hometown. To which she had the inkling of an idea of just like, okay, I can probably weasel my way out of this. I just have to be very, very careful. I cannot allow a single bit of slipping. But that was after she was panicking for 5 minutes at the town gate, having to be taken in by the party's actual cleric. Instead of joining the priesthood, she had joined up with a group of wandering historians, basically, known as the Cypherful. And her time with them means a lot to her. So she wears the traditional cloak that is uniform among them. Not like she's in a cult. But it's just sort of a uniform thing. And she has her own breed of anxiety for it. She was very anxious, but like she was almost instantly called out because, well, she used the name Viviana Prevesti. That was not her name. Her real name was Orphe Otis. And she was not a super high scholar, but was just a farming girl.
This game's unfair.
Leaving her aging parents. And not really bothering to change her mailing address when she had to change it. We have a little tube that like sort of provides our mail for us as part of a adventuring guild. Though I can say, while Viviana is a wizard, she definitely is not opposed to going pugilistic. She beat our party's fighter in a one-on-one confrontation. Granted, the combatant was using reinforced clubs, which is a homebrew weapon, which are basically just clubs that do a little more damage. Excuse me. And she had mage armor. She had led with one spell being Shocking Grasp, which did not come into very much, except for the quick damage, which definitely pissed him off a little, because he wanted an honorable fight. So to oblige, she then proceeded to whoop him with only using her quarterstaff, which kind of became her, like, main weapon for... Well, no, it is her main weapon for the most part. Though I hadn't built her around using the quarterstaff exclusively, I built her around using whips. Because she doesn't... The way she channels her magic is by whipping it around into spell sigils. Is sort of the flavor for how she casts her magic. Which is based on a Tales character known as Rita Mordio. If you know, you know. If you want to see more, if you want to see a bit of those, yeah, I would recommend just looking up Rita Mordio Mystic Art. So for a game called Tales of Vesperia. But she was a lot of the inspiration, even though the characters don't share too much in common, past the fact that they channel spells in that way. Her mother tried to beat her to death upon learning that she wasn't an actual priestess. It took our party cleric asking his god to ask another one of the gods a favor to try and figure out how to help, just for that one god to just be like, give her the beer. Which is very funny, watching her down an entire party-sized beer. Like, we're talking, well, it was wine, but like, it was a wine party ass bottle, and he damn near used damn near used his entire wine case on her, which did save my skin. So I'm appreciative of that, but also I feel so bad. She is the middle child of 7, Orphe, so she was hoping that things wouldn't be too bad if she were to leave, though some of her family thought she was dead. She had also gotten a handful of paperwork forged from her friends at the Cypherful.
No, there was no malice. It got a police. I can't. No, I'm gonna push them. Guys are pathetic. Guys.
Yeah. Despite much of it, she managed to go through home and feel a lot better about herself. Despite her dad, who had been more... Father was more of a... zealot, I guess the word? He was very religious. And she thought that he was kind of strict in certain ways. So she felt that if she hadn't... What on earth is that? Oh. That's an iron dungeon. Anyway, she hadn't expected her father to be more apologetic than he was. It touched my heart a little bit, to be honest. But she was really trying. Though she's... Originally, I had long-term planned for her to try and become... She researches an age that is similar to our Steam era. The problem is that some time ago the gods had attacked. The gods had gotten into a fight with demons on the material plane, causing a lot of technology to go kaput. To put it very sillily. So a lot of technology was lost to time. and she was going to reinvent the train, basically. But now there's a little bit of part of me that wants to make her maybe actually fulfill being a priestess.
Yep.
I want to do it in levels too, but also it would be annoying currently. She doesn't really have the scores to multi-class into cleric right now. She can, however, become an artificer, a fighter. I think there was a third one. But the problem is, like, she has an intelligence of 14 and a strength of 14.
Wow.
Everything else is 12, so she can't really do it in character without the. She can't do it stat-wise unless I grovel at the DM's feet, which I'm not opposed to doing. Problem is, they would very much rather I either stick to what I'm doing or not in a mean way, it's just more like they'd rather I stick to it. I've talked to them about it before. I want to do more, like, I want to make religion more of a part of her character. Even though I myself am not very religious. Do you guys like hay? Hell nah. Hell nah. Pumpkins! Pumpkin! Pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin. Pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin. I don't really like pumpkins all that much, but pumpkin. A pumpkin patch for the pumpkin patch. Yippee! Give me the puppies. Okay. The pumpkin patch is the pumpkin patch. The pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin patch. Wonder how long I've been going for. Oh, it's been an hour. Alright, let's review the board. In a moment. Okay, now let's see. Now! Alright. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Alright. So, we did find some ores. We did do that. Figure out house. Oh boy. Alright. Let's think. Because we can't live in this little thing forever. Ugh. I think I'm gonna try to build a country farmhouse kind of thing. It'll be a big project, so I'm hoping it'll be okay-ish. If I figure out what I want to make it, I'll try to do some actual screening. Surprised my armor has lived this long, but granted I have not been getting into any fights, really. We got some diorite, we got some andesite. Let's see if we can make any part of the create thing that we need. Let's just go to... We'll just have to go, we'll just work backwards. What the hell? That's so silly.
I don't have a choice!
That's really cute. Okay, I'm gonna guess this is made... Okay, well that tells me everything. I have to mix them and flowers in the mixer bowl of doom. Alright, the centrifuge is the main objective here. 'Cause with it, I'm allowed to do the thing. I need to do the item draining thing. Do I need the item drainer? No, I need the centrifuge. Okay. And the copper sheet requires the mechanical press, and the mechanical press requires a block of iron.
Hard.
2 andesite alloy. Okay. Maybe it'd be easier if I grab myself a pen and paper. Okay. Ooh, I nearly tore the sheet off the last one. Okay. Let's just go to next page. Alright, so we need the mechanical press. The mechanical press, we need a shaft. Andesite casing. And a block of iron. We can make the block of iron. The shaft requires the andesite alloy. Apparently I can... Okay, I can make it with that in the same way, but I don't really... I get the same amount for doing it in... Okay, whatever. 1 for 6 or 2 for 8? Whatever. Okay, the andesite alloy requires 2 andesite and zinc. Okay, so let's go back to here, to there, to here, to that. So apparently I should be able to do it with... That says... Is it specifically stripped wood? I guess it is. Okay. Otherwise, I'd need the deployer and the depot. I use the stones to make the stones. What is a brass hand? Well, we're not gonna worry about it, I guess. Anyway, let's get back to the centrifuge. We're just gonna need to do the manual item application. I guess. Okay.
I moved. I connected with the.
Alright. We're just gonna
I.
try it, I think. I need to smelt this.
That's my fault.
Sorry about all the screaming if you guys have to hear that. Oh, it's synced nuggets. Okay. Right. So let's get. Do I have any logs left? I do. I don't have an axe though. Okay. So what if I do that and then I... Haha! That's one casing down, but I only needed the one. Because now I can make the shaft like that. Okay, so we have the casing, we have the shaft, and then we need the block of iron, which is gonna be super duper expensive. But it's worth it. Okay. Bang. Bop. Bada boop boop. Pow. The mechanical press.
I can't. Kind of fucking enough. What are you trying to do? Start a ground pound too?
Alright, let's build a little place for all my componentry. Throw my pencil out of my way. Get me a shovel. Bottle of dreams. I wonder what that does. People probably crave a real order for my inventory. Oh, there must be a village nearby if there's villagers. Villager raids don't just happen every day. I'm not gonna concern myself with them for now. If they make a problem for me, I'm just gonna have to destroy them. I was so close to doing it without a single problem. Okay. Ooh. Well, we have the press now. Though, of course, I need to power it somehow. I get the feeling using a simple lever won't get the job done. With the power, with some gears or cogs or whatever. Interesting. Okay. Sadly, I did not figure out the house. That'll have to be episode 3 goals.
Fuck out the way, man. Move, man.
Alright. Clink, clank. Dink, dink.
I thought
All right.
that's what you wanted.
So we've got quite a few things going. I sadly don't know how to use that, aside from I need to get gears to make the thing move.
That's very
So we'll have to figure that out next time. So for now, thank you all for watching. Any of you who actually want to watch. I apologize if you want it in shorter bursts. I don't plan to constantly do longer ones. I just wanted to do one, and I have plenty of time today. So thank you for sticking around this long. See you around. Ooh. I actually have to stop the recording now. Have a good day.